Okay, so we're back in the workshop. I know last time we'd put the shocks on. I got the Cafe Racer hoop and kind of welded that there. That's loosely in. Give me the idea. I'll just put that there. And that's the gap I've got there. You can see that. So still want more. Still want more of a gap. Now I've put that kick up in there, I want a bit more. So I'm wondering if I can extend the rear swing arm and move the shock mounts outwards. So what I'm going to do is disconnect and see if I can get them a bit lower, see how much I'd have to extend them by, see if it's doable. I'm not even sure if it's legal or anything like that, but let's have a look. Right, so let's disconnect the bottom of the shocks. What do we need? One spanner. $13mm. There we go. That's one out. This is where it all falls on its arse. Two out. Right, so can we go that low? Maybe that's a bit close. I don't know. Let's get a block in there and have a look. Precision measurements. So can we get it that low? Have a look at that. Even lower there. So that would involve moving these shocks back by $45mm. That's a big. But that would definitely drop it, wouldn't it? $45mm. Let's say $40mm to give ourselves a little bit more. Yeah, let's say $40mm. So we're going to try and bring this mount back by $40mm. That seems to be the way to do it. And this is what I'm hoping to use. Let's bring it back out. No, all the way in. Right. So this is what I'm planning to use. So what I'm thinking is measure how far these mounts are apart on the off chance that they're different. And this is a swing arm from a Jinlan, but I'm not not sure how similar it is to one of those. I see that one's hollow there. It's not a whole bar, so you would have to cut that to start with. But is this one longer? Let's measure it. Let's go for a tape measure, eh? So, from, let's say, the centre of our nut there, approximately, to the end of our fork is 590 mil. From the centre of my nut here to the end of our fork is 590 mil. So that's pretty much the same. So let's go in. So that mount, the centre is about 90 mil in, and that mount, the centre, is about 75 mil in. So that's 15 mil. Not really what we wanted. Actually saying that, that's not going to be right because that shock's got to be that high, isn't it? So that's going to be much further back. That's going to be basically right on there. Wow. That shock's got to be higher. So I want it to go, let's go for edge to edge, 50 mil. So we could still say 40 mil. Right. Do I? What do I do? Right. Right. Here's a plan. Not sure if you're going to see this, but there we go. So that's 120 mil in. Make a mark across there. That's 120 mil. This is still square. If we want to add 40 mil, we're not going to get 40 mil off the end there. So do we cut a section of box out? A 40 mil section of box. Cut there and insert a bit. Why don't we just cut those off and re-weld them? What do we do? What do we do? Let's have a think about it. Let's have a think. Okay, so this is what I've decided I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these brackets off this swing arm and I'm going to weld them directly behind these brackets on both sides, and that should give me lower. But what that will do is it will mean they're both in the same place, so it'll be easier to straighten them up on both sides. If I don't like it, I cut them off and I go back to the original. If I do like it, cut the original off. That's my plan. A little bit cautious, but I'm pretty new to welding, so this is quite a big one for me. Let's do it. I'll bring you back when I've cut them off. So there we have it. Just tacked in place. Please pay no attention to my welding. I've only been welding, like, I've done a couple of bits. I've had the welder a couple of weeks. I'm kind of learning as I go. But anyway, put the brackets behind there and ended up doing it that way. Like I say, it's only tacked in place, but doing it that way, it's more like 50 mil, which might be a little bit too much. I'm not sure. But like I say, it's only tacked in place. One thing's for sure, those shocks better not travel too far. Let's put a seat on it and see what it looks like, because I really like it like that. But with that little seat and that, and have to stiffen up those shocks. That would be a hard ride. But let's have a look. Okay, so that's roughly the position I wanted the seat in. I like that. It's going to be the most stiff ride ever, but I do like the way that's looking so far. A very low back end. I don't know. We'll have a think about it. We'll have a measure up. We'll see where we go from there. Right, what should we do next? I think I've kind of found the sweet spot for the gap now, the rear arch, and it's right between those brackets. So it's time to, I suppose we've got to take the swing arm off, weld it. Maybe another day. I'm kind of like a caffeinated butterfly. I'm switching around all over the place, looking at different bits and bobs. It's hard for me to focus on one job. So, oh, while I was down in the garage, I thought I'd show you what I found. This is an engine cradle from Welding, and it's got the 2 bars for the footrests, but these ones are threaded, kind of different, but kind of the same. So I'm wondering if we cut all this metal off here and just keep these 2 square plates on, and just cut the existing ones off and mount them where we want it. Cut these 2 uprights off, unless we want to mount something cool and futuristic on the front. Fuck knows what, but you know. Yeah, so that could be in our future. So that's pretty cool. So the swing arm's an old Ginland swing arm. The engine cradle's from a Ginland. Oh yeah, I was messing about with this. Kind of rear fender idea. I'm not sure. That's actually the front mudguard off a Ginland as well. So, but I'm kind of toying with the idea of something a bit higher like that. But as a side profile, I don't hate it. I don't know. Right, what's next? Okay, so look, we're coming post. New fuel cap. So that one that won't come off. Let's break it off. See what the inside of the tank's like. And fit the new one. Didn't want to break it until I had a replacement. Knowing my luck, the tank's probably crap. Oh well, let's have a look. Let's break it. I'm not going to show you how I got this petrol cap off, because, as the sticker says, it was time to do some sketchy shit. But let's have a look in there. Look at that. Let's see if we can get some more light in there, because that tank is rusty as hell. Rusty. Let's find some more light. So I think it's time to add inspection light to the shopping list, but that is rusty as hell. Well, what can we do about that? That is bad. Wow. Buy an inspection light, Danny, and Google rusty tank treatment. Here we go. But for now, I'll put the new petrol cap on, because then it's not sitting on the shelf. There we go. New cap fitted. petrol, and the petrol doesn't smell that bad, but that tank is gross. So that's a little job off the list. What should we do now? What shall we do? Let's clear some of that crap off the front, eh? Starting with this. That bolt was seized in there. I couldn't get it out. Already looking better. Already looking better. So what I'm going to do now is, because I've got the rear swing arm off for welding up, is I'm going to get in here and get the last of them brackets all ground off. Get that all smooth. And then, oh dear, I'm going to curve these up. Focus, 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 there, that's it. So I'm going to curve this up to here, plate that, and then run a weld around here, put a welder plate over that so that's not open, and then do the same on the other side. Well, there we go. That's all welded. I've just shot it with a bit of etching primer while it was there. I don't know if you can see down there. I blanked off the strut support there, like I said I would. Give this, shot all the bits of bare metal that I ground off. Shot all them with a bit of primer. There's still some to do, but quite honestly, I am knackered and bored of hand filing and grinding. So I think that's where I'm going to call it a day for this one. So I think when we come back, what will we do next? I think we're going to sort out moving on to correctly mounting the seat. That's just in place there, just resting on there. Making a proper battery box. That's just the dummy I used for the mock-up. And then moving on to cleaning the petrol tank, definitely. Maybe changing the handlebars as well. Just getting the framework sorted so we can make a better looking bike. But with that wheel all the way back, it's all the way on its furthest back settings on there. That rear mount, I didn't show this. I got around the issue of this being too far back, but I found out that this unscrewed. So I've unscrewed the shock on each side by 10mm, and it's given me the distance. Well, that was just me playing around. So I've got a nice gap between there and the wheel now. I'm quite happy with that. I've sat on it. The welds didn't break. I'm not the prettiest welder, so it will need going over again, but I think for now we are getting there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon, hopefully. Like, subscribe, that'd be wonderful. Thank you, bye bye.